call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
Cody Durden takes on Jose Ochoa this Saturday at UFC Fight Night Atlanta. And this is a good fight for both of these guys. You know, Cody Durden, he's been in the UFC for a while now, made his debut back in 2020, but he's been kind of 50-50 as of late, going 1-3 in his career. So I feel like this is a good test against a young prospect to see kind of where Cody Durden still kind of sits in the UFC and whether he still belongs there at 34 years old. And Jose Ochoa made his debut against Lanier Kavanaugh back in November. Tough test. Another undefeated fighter. Took his O, though. Won the fight by unanimous decision. So this is another good test for Jose Ochoa against a grizzled vet like Cody Durden, who is very well-rounded and very tough. So Cody Durden, former two-times wrestling state champion back in the day, has some pro boxing experience. I think he went 4-0 as a professional boxer. His hands have looked, pretty good as of late. In his fight with Bruno Silva, he was winning that fight on the feet before he got caught, and Bruno Silva's no slouch on the feet or as an all-around fighter. I think he's pretty good. Didn't look the best against Matt Schnell, but he did get the ninja choke on him at the beginning of the second round when Schnell just kind of shot a takedown for no reason when he was winning the fight, and then got really beat up by Joshua Van in his last fight in December. Couldn't really get his takedown game going. Lost to Tagir Lambakov as well by rear naked choke, but I mean, Tagir Lambakov is very good, but has wins over Jake Hadley, Charles Johnson, so has some good performances. Went to a decision draw with Chris Gutierrez. So at times he looks very good, like he can compete with the best in the world. But as of late, I've really been questioning kind of where he stands in this division and what his future holds. But Jose Ochoa, he's much younger, 24. He's going to be a decade younger than Cody Durden. They're going to be the same height, same reach. Jose Ochoa fights out of Shoot to Box Diego Lima, trains with Charles Oliveira. They call him the new Charles Oliveira, which is a pretty endearing nickname. I saw one of his regional fights. He had Charles Oliveira in his corner as well, and he fights very aggressively on the feet, similar to Charles Oliveira. He's got good chokes, good jiu-jitsu as well, and all around very, very good fighter. Exciting, explosive, very dynamic on the feet, good kicks, good knees. Knockout power, finishing ability. And although he did lose his UFC debut against Lanier Kavanaugh, he had a really good showing of himself, and I think he's got a really high ceiling, and I think he gets this one done. I just think we're going to see an ever-evolving Jose Ochoa at 24 years old. He's got a really good camp around him. He's already showing, world-class skills in the UFC. At only 24 years old, was undefeated before he fought Lanier Kavanaugh. So I just think he's going to be the one making drastic improvements, whereas Cody Durden, we know who Cody Durden is. He's got good hands, he's tough, he's got good cardio, he's got decent wrestling. But every time I pick Durden to win by wrestling, I feel like he kind of fails his takedowns and gets beat up on the feet. I thought he would beat Joshua Van because I'm an idiot. I thought he'd be able to mix it up a little bit better, attack his legs, beat up his calf, get his takedowns. And that didn't happen, and he just kind of got beat up by Joshua Van. And I feel like Jose Ochoa, not that he's like Joshua Van, I just feel like it's the same circumstance where he's going to be the better striker than Cody Durden. And I think with his athleticism, his movement, and just his all-around skill set, I think he's going to be able to keep it on the feet and be the better striker, land the better strikes against Cody Durden, who just isn't consistent enough for me. And like I said, 34 years old, kind of exiting his prime. Don't see him making drastic improvements the way that I expect Jose Ochoa to be making them. I think if he does start to get his takedown game going, I think Jose Ochoa being, the younger, more athletic, more durable guy at this point in both of their careers, I think that he can withstand that type of onslaught in wrestling, get back up to his feet, and win the engagements there. So I wouldn't be shocked. I think if Cody Durden won, I think he's a good dog. I think that he can, get a lot of respect on the feet, mixing his takedowns, maybe get him to the ground because he has fought the much better competition. He's been in the UFC for a long time. He's got a lot of UFC experience to rely on that Jose Ochoa doesn't really have. But at this point, both of their careers and the way I've seen Jose Ochoa perform and the way that I've seen Cody Durden perform as of late, I got to go with Ochoa to get this one done. I think he can get the KO. You know, Cody Durden, he took a lot of damage in the Bruno Silva. Well, not a lot of damage. He took a lot of damage in the Joshua Van fight. He got finished by Bruno Silva. He was getting tagged by Matt Schnell in their fight. So I think that Ochoa can get the KO. But if he can't, I think he'll do enough damage on the feet and control the fight enough to get a decision. Thanks.